What do you feel like, yogurt? Or some yummy berries or mango? Come on, let's have something to eat and a drink. We can have a bit of milk. You want a bit of milk? Come on. Okay. Yesterday the farrier came to do my horse's feet. He comes every 8 weeks just to give them a trim. They're quite large horses, so they're hard to do anyway. They have quite big feet. But he mentioned that he hurt his back on the biggest one we have, Thor, because Thor was sort of pushing him around and taking his feet off him. So he actually hurt his back. So this week I told Rob the farrier, this week I'm going to get Thor up here in the round yard and just work on him a little bit to make sure that next time he's a lot easier to handle. I don't really do much for the horses in the winter time. We ride a lot in the daylight savings of the summertime, but we don't do much in the winter time with them. So I'd say he's just feeling a little bit neglected, and I'll get him up and do some work on him this week. It's funny, I've had horses all my life, but when I get a big animal such as the cow or the pigs, I tend to be intimidated by them for a little while, and then it all just settles down and it becomes normal. So now with the cow, it's just, it feels normal, you know. I'm not worried about her kicking me or pushing me over. She's a lovely cow, and there's nothing to be worried about. So it all just becomes normal, and the thought and the dream that I had for such a long time, the dream that I had for so long is becoming a reality, and it just feels surreal. It really feels surreal, you know. What you doing?
I can't say, Mom.
Step back a little bit and you will. Look, step over. There you go. How's that? There you are. There you are. You want to go on the swing?
No, it's okay. I will push you. Take the climber out of the way.
You're going to push us, are you?
Yeah.
Alright, hang on. Let me do it for you. Okay, go. Oh, you're good at that. Whoa. They're spinning too.
Yeah, you can do it.
Ah. You're so dizzy, dizzy.
Okay.
Stop on.
Ow. Mom, you can get off now. Get off. Off.
Got it. You're gonna hop on, are you?
No, it's okay. I'm gonna push you.
Whoa! Who's being pushed? There's nobody on there.
No, it's okay. The swing's been pushed.
The swing's being pushed. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. I see.
Mom, I gotta put squishy dirt on here.
No, can you bring it over here? Can you pick it up and bring it over here? Pick it up.
Look, I got squishy dirt on my hand.
With all the wind we've been having, a little bit of rain, we finally enclosed this little shed for the pigs so they're nice and warm and happy at night time, and it means that they will hold their condition a little bit better if they're warmer at night time, and they won't lose as much fat.
We've been getting some rain in the night. And it's really nice because it makes for such a sparkly little morning. And it's so nice and warm. I love when spring, you can already feel spring, you know.
The hardest thing for me about gardening is planting the seed. I am either late or I never get them in the ground. And honestly, though I lose some plants and I've killed many plants, that is still the hardest thing to do, is actually getting them in the ground, getting the seeds in the ground. Just getting started on some staple veg. I've got eggplants, capsicums, zucchinis, cucumbers. I'm yet to, and Jerusalem artichokes. Globe artichokes. I'm yet to start my tomatoes and my squash, but I'll get to those. The biggest mistake, or one of the biggest mistakes I make, is I try and stock my garden with a ton of vegetables, and I often make the mistake of sacrificing quality over quantity. And even my husband, Dom, he said, let's just get as many vegetables in the ground as we possibly can. But I've made the mistake many times before. They get neglected because I don't have time for that many plants. So just doing essential. This shed here will become my glass house. And at the moment, it's not got a window in it. So I'm doing my seedlings as I would normally do them in the house, which drives Dom crazy. Kevin's pretty well made the move outside in the daytime now. I've still got him inside just because I need to feed him before I go to bed, so I don't want to go out to the shed to feed him. I'd just rather have him pretty close so I can feed him. But in the daytimes he's pretty well outside on the grass. And I'm going to start him on a piglet grower pellet earlier than what I would start the other piglets, because I want him to have a bit of a head start, and the packet says that it won't harm him, so he'll be going on to a pig pellet pretty soon. All the other piglets have started eating their mum's food, so they're 3.5 weeks old now, so pretty quick they start to forage and scratch around and eat. Thor's scared of Maggie, so it's a bit hard to have them both in such a tight spot, because Maggie knows that Thor's scared and likes to rev him up and chase him, so I just moved her into the chicken paddock for a little while. Horse. Unfortunately, Dom doesn't get much time to do anything with him, so when I do get a spare second, I just try and work on the basics, keep him up to date, keep the communication lines open, if you like. Horses are really sensitive animals. I've always loved working with them. To be a good horse person, you need to be able to control your emotions quite well so that the horse can understand what you're trying to convey. The goal of a good horse person is to be able to move the horse's feet without actually touching them or using any sort of force. So using your body language and your energy to be able to get the horse to do what you want. Horses are quite sensitive. They can detect a human's heartbeat. They can detect a fly landing on their back. So they don't need a lot of force. I think to be a good horse person, you need to have a mutual respect. They need to respect you. You need to respect them. And that's the way a good friendship works. There are a few things that horses do that are considered to be disrespectful. One of them is turning their back to you or turning their bum to you. So throughout this little clip here, you'll see that Thor will keep his head at my shoulder. You can see here when I'm putting him into a circle, my energy's quite high, my head's lifted, and then when I want to stop him, all I need to do is drop my head and drop my energy, and he will actually stop and turn in. Horses can often get the best of their owners by becoming disrespectful. So if Thor kept putting his bum towards me, he would be able to kick me. It can become quite an issue. So a lot of the things that I practice with my horses is mainly for safety and just to have a good relationship with them. Thor's quite a lot stronger than I am, and to ride a horse, any horse that's quite strong, is a challenge. So the more sensitive you can be, the less you have to force them to do things, the easier it will be to handle and ride them. I really had zero issues with Thor today. He was quite a good boy, apart from being a little bit sluggish.
I had no trouble picking up his feed or dealing with him. You can see there his head is quite low and he's really relaxed. So that sort of tells me that he's being respectful for me, but perhaps not the farrier. So I'll need to be next to the farrier when Thor's getting his feet done and just keep him in check and make sure he's respecting Rob the farrier.